What's up, guys? This is your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this Saturday. And I want to make sure I came through and hung out with my family on this incredible day, as I'm not sure if I'm going to be going live tomorrow or not. But I know next week I've got some interest from, I've been asked by Edo Farina. We'll be doing a show next week. And also my man, can't think of his name right now. What is my man's name? Just reached out and wants to do another show. So I'll be having some Austin King. So we'll be doing a couple shows next week with some guests, or I think maybe with Austin King, I might actually be being interviewed. So he actually asked me to be on his show, and then me and Edo are going to go live again next week. So looking forward, I believe on Tuesday. And then me and Austin King will be announced at the time that I find out that he wants to go live. So with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. Market has been going cray-cray. Now, I didn't go, I don't believe I went, I don't think I went live yesterday, right? But I did go live the day before that. And yesterday, the markets were crazy. Let me just make sure. I don't think I went live yesterday, maybe the day before that. Yeah, so I went live maybe the day before that. So looking forward to going over some things, as the market was absolutely insane. Bitcoin got up to like, what was it? 118? Did it get to yesterday? Let's see. Because there's a new high, baby. Oh my, let's see, where's that here? Oh my, yeah, one new all-time high. Guys, this is how you know things are different. This is how you know you guys are about to be rich. What? 118,856. My God. Crazy. And we're sitting at 117,253. And guys, the supply is getting more and more scarce. It's about to go crazy. I'm just telling you. You can hate if you want to, but I tell you guys right now, anybody hating on Bitcoin at 117,258, wish they would have got in at $1. And they didn't. So that's what they're hating. But you got an opportunity now with XRP and other amazing assets. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. Market cap is down just a little bit at $3.65 trillion. Again, Bitcoin 117 and some change. We got Ethereum that cracked above 3,000, but again, that's some strong support. And, you know, we talk about support and all that kind of stuff with all these different assets. XRP tried to get past, you know, almost $3, but truth is, Bitcoin retrace, they retrace, bottom line. They follow the almighty until they don't. XRP right now is sitting at 270. That's amazing. 270. The new 57 cents. I count $2 as a new 50 cents. Anything after that is cents. So 57 cents. That's where the new 57 cents. I love it. We got, and by the way, ahead of Tether, which, you know, it's always ahead of Tether because Tether is a stable coin. So just rightfully in this number 3 spot, which it always is, going for the number 2, which it will. Heading back to number 1, which it was. Let me stop. BNB right now at 681. I know a lot of maxis don't want to hear that, or Ethereum people. We don't want to hear how it was number 2, and then the SEC went out and went, you know, started all this Operation Choke Point 2.0, trying to choke XRP right out the crypto market, and manipulation, and hucksters and fraudsters, and Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, and Joe Biden, and Jay Clayton, and William, and nobody wants to hear the truth. But if you do want to hear the truth, go to fruitionproductions.com and check out Rigged from the Start. At Fruition Productions, absolutely incredible. Let me see if I pull that up. I should have pulled that up before I even said, and you guys can see the truth, why this asset isn't currently number 2, or if not number 1. What? You think XRP is where it's supposed to be at right now? Hell no. What the hell's wrong with you? Go to fruitionproductions.com, guys. You guys can see everything about it. This is actually their site here, but you can see by clicking here, by going to @Fruition_films and clicking this right here. Boom! Rigged from the Start, exposing the SEC's war on crypto. Now, they being cool now, but on a dumb ass Gary, they were hating. And we're going to be talking about that and much more. Solana right now, 159 and some change. Guys, we got Dogecoin at 19 cents. TRX doing the thing. Why is it at 30 cents? I have no idea. Number 9, that's what happens when you donate to the Trump administration. Just saying. Let me stop. ADA right now is at 70 cents. We got XLM right now at 38 cents. There's so many assets that are better than TRX. Good Lord. Did I say that out loud? I think so. XLM right now, 38 cents. Sui right now, 336. Chainlink right now, that old stinky linky at 14.94. Can it get back up into the 60s or 50s, wherever it was at? We got AVAX right now at $20.51. HBAR coming in at 19 cents. Shiba, 4 zeros and 1. That's cuatro zeros and uno for those of you guys speak Spanish. I got a D- in Spanish after my teacher found out I was part Hispanic. She was like, uh-oh. Huh? I'm going to give you a D minus because I feel bad sending you home with a damn F. Let me stop. We got Toncoin, what, 297, guys. Polkadot coming in at 385. We got, let's see, Uniswap at 831. Aave coming in at 299. Good Lord. How much of that can you buy? Aave. I know you can buy a bunch of XRP. Let me stop. By the way, guys, nothing we talk about in this show should ever be considered or deemed financial advice, for I am not a financial advisor. My name is James, aka 68J. Been in crypto since 2017, documenting my journey in the evolution of money. Now, with that being said, I'll slow it down a little bit. Crow, if you didn't know, at 10 cents, guys. We got near, let's make it clear, 245 OKB, 48.39. We got Matic right now at 22 cents. Let's see, VChain, big deal, 2 cents. My God, wait till that thing hits 10. I'm just saying, huh? Not financial advice. Arbitrum, 39 cents. We got Trump Coin, 9.53. Hey, a little bit away from 79, 75, whatever it was at. Algo right now, 21 cents. Render coming in at 3.55. We got Erica Garcia in the house. Happy Saturday, Erica Garcia, my family. Appreciate you in a major way, guys. We just notified everybody that we was going live. Wasn't sure if I was going to go live, but I want to make sure I knocked it out because tomorrow is Sunday. I'm planning on spending the rest of the week and weekday, I guess, Sunday and Monday with my wife, going out there doing some stuff. We're going to be heading out on date night tonight, another date night, and we're going to a show called, what is that damn show called in Vegas? It's some new show called, let's see if I can find it. I'll tell you guys what it is, just in case you guys are out here in Vegas. We are going to go see, how's it called? Off My Meds. It looks like a comedy show. Off My Meds. Supposed to be funny as hell. So we're going to go check that out tonight. Should be pretty cool. All right, so it was either that or Backstreet Boys, and I was like, wait a minute. Backstreet Boys, my wife loves Backstreet Boys. I was like, Backstreet Boys are Off My Meds. Yeah, let's do some other than see a bunch of middle-aged guys up there talking about, you know, a lot of times they don't even have the same voice anymore. Let me stop. Am I hating? Not really. Abs in the house. That's my dog. Abs in the house, 68J. Shouts out to Abs, man. He showed incredible love the other day on this show. I went in there and said what's up to him and Mario. And Abs said, dude, I'm telling you right now, that made my damn day, Abs. My mother-in-law was down. No, who was down? My mother-in-law was here. My son was here and visiting. And my mother-in-law was visiting. They were up there having coffee. And sitting there watching Abs live, Good Morning Crypto. They also do Good Evening Crypto each and every day. And I went up and said, "What's up, Abs? That's my dog." He said, "Man, 68J Crypto for Life. That's one of my favorite shows, period." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's my dog right there, man. Just a real dude, good heart." And I'm gonna go back and check my family tree because I swear Abs is like my little brother that I never had. Huh? Just saying. Shouts out to Abs. Appreciate you, Jay. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, you guys mean the world to me over there. Carmichael on the house. We got Mike O. Mike O, that's my dog. One of my day ones right there. DCA Crypto Dave in the house. Appreciate you guys in a major way. And by the way, to the Garcia family, shouts out to Elias, Laz, Paul, Erica, the Garcia family. That's what we call them. That's my familia. Huh? See, I always try to slip a little Spanish in there, you know, just kind of if my teacher's watching, like, I should have gave him a D instead of a D minus. Let me stop. Good Lord, huh? Yeah, pray for me. Let's see, WorldCoin right now, 101, guys. We got Filecoin at 251. Sky, what did that come out of? Sky. We've got, let's see, Jupiter. You got any of that? 46 cents. QNT right now is a big deal at 111. Fartcoin, how'd you get rich? Fartcoin, let me stop. INJ right now, 1217. Flare, don't you dare sleep on Flare at 1 cent. Almost 2, been that way for a minute. XDC, the OG, is out of here at 69 on core market cap, 6 cents to be exact. Stacks, just like the song we play here each and every day. Stack It Up by Crypto Tell. I haven't seen Tells in a while. I hope he's okay. It's at 73 cents. Appreciate you too, Abs. That's my dog. That's my dog. Two Bless in the house. Beekeeper69, one of our greatest supporters. Optimism. We got a whole lot of it. Why? Huh? You tell me why, huh? Did you not see XRP at like 290 something yesterday? It's not even about the price. It's about the potential. It's not about where we're at. It's about where we're going. You damn straight. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. What the hell is that? Dog with hat, monkey with scarf, skunk with G-string, all those damn coins. You got any of them? GRT right now is at 9 cents, guys. We've got, let's see. What else we got up in here? Theta, make you want to get some at 77 cents, maybe. Gala, make you want to haul at 1 cent. We've got Jasmine right now at 1 cent. We've got, coming in at number 100 is Plythe. All right, there goes your market. Let's get right into it. All right. I 1,000% agree with my man SJ right here. SJ came on and put, he says, these are the kind of rotten tomatoes. What happened here? What did this guy say? Maple. See what Maple said. It's a company issued Chicago. He said it's a company issued shitcoin run on Herbalife style marketing tactics. The only utility XRP has is a self-enriched tool for the scumbags at Ripple Corp. Good Lord. Isn't it crazy to think that people out here, like, first of all, let's go back here. Let's just check out Maple. Let's see how. First of all, he don't got a star or check mark. He got 3,800. Somebody following him. New Zero Canada, is that what it says? Oh God, look at this guy. Nothing but bad things. Yeah, I'm a rotten apple. Refuse to dox myself. All people like this. But guys, you got to understand something. People like this have to exist. You got to have haters in the world. You have to have, these type of people in the world. And I don't even know who this guy is, but I saw that my man SJ had made a comment. He said, these are the kind of rotten tomatoes you need to stay away from in crypto. Only follow people who have made their mark in the industry. Facts like Abs, right? Like 6'8", like many others. Mickle, Zach Rector, Lewis Jackson, credible people. Molly Elmore, Jay Claver, credible people. Linda P. Jones, Jimmy Valley, Fruition Productions, DAI, Brad Kimes, credible people. Oh God! Only follow people who have made their mark in the industry and come with receipts. It's okay if cannot afford a blue check mark. Yeah, it's okay if you can't. A blue check mark just means you went through a couple extra steps. But don't open your nasty ass mouth and start talking shikaka because you have nothing better to do in life. SJ, guys, go follow SJ. He's talking to gospel, man. That's my man right there. Big supporter, super cool cat. You guys go follow my man SJ. I like that, SJ. Way to step up for the community, huh? I said agree. Stay away from those rotten apples or tomatoes / haters. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about XRP, Bitcoin, crypto, just everything, guys. Bullish about the market. King Karan. I like this, guys. I had to share this. King Karan, it's funny because these guys have told me this story. I had him and Edo Farina both on the show, and just super cool guys. And I love their stories. So if you guys get a chance, go check out Edo Farina, go check out King Karan. They've both been on the show. I had Edo again on 13 days ago, and he wants to come back on the show, I think this Tuesday. So we're going to be doing something with him. And Austin King invited me to be on his show to interview me as well. So I'm looking forward to that this week. We'll set it up. I missed last week. I was supposed to go do a show with him, but I'll do it this week for sure. So King Karan, who I've interviewed him and Edo, he came out and said dropping out of school for crypto was the best decision I ever made. Now, I don't promote dropping out of school. I got my kids in school. I know it's kind of like a I don't want to be one of those guys that's you say one thing and do something else because for many, many years I was on stage talking about build your own dream, don't build other people's dream, blah, 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 blah. But all I was really talking about is, thinking outside the box, having a plan B. Plan B will set you free. Plan A will get the bills paid, right? But, I love entrepreneurship and I love that type of mindset when people say, man, I'm going to bet on myself. And that's really all he was saying. Him and Edo Farina. And I put, King Karan dropped out of school to be financially free with XRP and crypto. Edo Farina, who was on the show, said that he sold his car when he first got into crypto to become financially free with XRP and crypto. Now, I'm not telling you to sell your car. No. I'm not telling you to go out there and drop out of school. Hell no. I tell them, I got kids that graduated with their doctrines, several with nursing, all these different things, right? And I'm not saying drop out of school because I don't promote that with my kids. But at the end of the day, I love people who bet on themselves. And I just, I felt the need to highlight these two guys that bet on themselves, that went out there and says, man, I'm after doing the research, doing their due diligence, say, you know what, I can win in this space. And so two stories that, in my opinion, will become legendary. Shouts out to King Karan and shouts out to Edo Farina. Two really cool brothers, man. Really, really cool brothers. Okay. Cool off, reset, then Moon. XRP Punky says, I mentioned that 270 to 290 was the zone to watch out for. So now that XRP has touched 297 and rejected off the 0.786 Fibonacci at $2.90, we should stall out for a while, retest the lower support levels before we finally send higher. Exciting times ahead. You guys can see in this TA here that he shows that, boom, we got up to those levels, came back, retested here, and could be going to the upside. He's got an area going above $8.50. Hey, it's not that's not financial advice. It doesn't mean go out there and FOMO, just showing what others are feeling in the market. Credible people as well. Okay, let's keep it going. Akon says, and I like this. Akon, this is an actual real Akon, 5.7 million followers. Good Lord. Success won't always feel good. Sometimes it comes with hate. doubt, or silence. Stay focused anyway. And that was, that definitely resonated with me, guys. The more successful is like, the old Biggie Small song. What do you say? The more money, the more problems that you have. And that's a fact. I know your heart's in the right place, as my heart's always in the right place. We talk about this all the time. People love when you're talking about chaos and pain and aching and suffering. But as soon as you start talking about something you're excited about, life-changing, something that has benefited you or whatever the case may be, crickets, absolutely crickets. And that's how you can really identify. I should have like a hater test. We should have like a hater test. Everybody can check to see who are haters out there. But that's a fact. People seem to be happy. I know I had more friends that I know what to do with and would talk to people all the time at the lowest parts of my life when I was struggling. Facts. And we all have had them. I didn't come out the womb that, oh my God, I'm rich. No. Been struggling, a big part of my life. Different opportunities presented themselves, from basketball to business ownership to all these different things, traveling around the world, all these different things. But that's a fact. It seems like people love to see, or, what's the old saying? Misery loves company. But when you start shining and doing great things, the phone calls aren't as much. People don't check on you as much. So Akon, what he said is on point. I'm going to say it one more time, very slow. Success won't always feel good, even though it should, right? Even though because I'm one of those people, if you're successful, man, I am praising, congratulating anybody in this space, anybody who's ever had anything successful. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. I've done nothing but show love, because that's what I am, a congratulator. Be a congratulator, not a hater. He says success won't always feel good. Sometimes it comes with, unfortunately, hate, doubt, and silence. And that's a fact. Stay focused anyway. Stay focused. And what you do is start finding people going down the same path that you're going down. That's why I love this show. That's why I love getting up and seeing Nestforce, Jose, Too Blessed. What? That's why I love being around To the Moon, Beekeeper 69, Water Hawk, Tower Hawk. El Jefe says Pepe Binger. Beekeeper 69, Karma Carmichael, Thanks Gary, Abs, Erica Garcia, Mike O, DCA Crypto Dave. This is why I love this family, guys, is because it's like-minded people. We all have the same thing in common. We're out there fighting for a better tomorrow. And that's why I love it. It's not an odd conversation. Now, so funny, we're one big old family of oddballs. We're one big old family of risk takers. We're one big old family of entrepreneurs, people out there fighting for a better tomorrow. People out there that have put one foot in front of the other saying, you know what, I want to build my own damn dream. That's what it's about. Not haters. And they come in all forms. You guys remember the biggest hater? If I ask you guys to come up to name one of the biggest haters in crypto history, who would you guys think of? The biggest hater. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. Give me a couple names. Biggest hater you can think of in crypto. Over the last, I don't know how many years. Somebody let me know. While I sip on my liquid crack here. Anybody? Let me see if somebody can get this right. Name one of the biggest haters in all of crypto. Anybody got it? Somebody's going to get it. I know they are. What did he say? Did he say Gary? Did you say Gary Nestforce? Guess who's on the show? Dumbass Gary. Gary, you there? Gary. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Gary.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Gary. How you been? You hating ass son of... Let me stop. Good Lord. Hi, everybody. God says forgive everybody. Gary, how are you doing at MIT? I know you don't have any credibility. I know you're a huckster, fraudster, and trickster. Gary, no one likes you. You go down in history as probably one of the worst SEC chairmen and worst people in the history of crypto. Maybe even America, Gary. How's that feel?
I'm a dumbass.
No, we know that, Gary. I brought you on just after he got that. He said Larry Fink. I agree with that, but right now we're talking about dumbass Gary.
I'm sorry.
What you sorry for, Gary? You out of there. We got Paul Atkins. We're excited, Trump is doing his best. He's not perfect, but he's doing his best to make America great again. The dark cloud is gone. Elizabeth Warren's voice has been muffled. Joe is sleeping somewhere. We don't give a damn. Trump's out here trying to make things happen. I'm not trying to say this and that. All I'm saying, Gary, is we do not miss your ass.
Can we settle?
They already decided that it's $50 million. I'm not really sure how that's going, but your ass is not there, and that's all we care about.
I'm stupid.
We know that.
But I'll answer any questions you guys might have.
Well, you don't live messing around behind closed doors. That's why y'all had Operation Choke Point 2 more. Let me stop. Good Lord. Y'all pray for me. Gary Gilser, dumbass Gary. Laugh. Let's do this.
This one, tells it like it is. Got them switching gears, new Ferrari with the tents. On some bullet shit, stop crying, start buying, getting bags.
It's Saturday. Come on now. Get your funny bone out. We having fun.
Ain't lying, money multiplying, call it rocket science. I'm so tired of this crypto control. You already know, basing let money go.
What?
Swimming in the dough, SEC gets exposed. Tomorrow's the day we gon' blow. I'll be better off now, you selling at a loss, not caring what it costs. I'm buying when it drop, waiting for the flip flop to the tip top. While you watching TikToks on my new wristwatch. Hit the Vegas crypto meetup. Hello, nice to meet ya. Shout with DAI like we do it all the time. Did a show with Lady E in the bag, man, the next night. A moon party, so you know we had to take flight. What? So many years and it's still no cheers. The fear selling and I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is an illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the moving? It's amusing when you know that you ain't losing.
Come on.
Going back to go back, got them choosing. Which one?
Oh my
This
God.
one, Max,
That's for says if Gary and Elizabeth Warren procreated a liberal demon would crawl out of that woman. Nestforce, that's my man Possum Pants. That's funny as hell, man. Why you gotta give me the damn giggles right now? Nestforce, damn it. Let me stop. I might have brought that on myself. Okay, let's keep it going. When they flip it, will you be ready? And what we're talking about is my man Smoke always coming with the documentation, just like my man Abs and Johnny Crypto and Gonzo and Coach JV and all those amazing people over at my family and my brother. Oh, wait a minute. Did I forget about Johnny Crypto? Good morning, good evening, Crypto. Let's see here. When they flip the switch, the impact of this event will be felt across the entire crypto sphere. I agree with that, guys. It says, I'm not going to read all this. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm trying to keep this under an hour. When they flip the switch on EDX Clearinghouse, it'll be like opening a massive 16-lane superhighway for these semi-trucks full of cash. Damn. The impact of this event will be felt across the entire crypto sphere. Oh, my God. The flip of the switch for crypto now depends on regulatory approval. What do we have here? Let's see here. A lot of the technology and infra for institutional adoption has now been built, which was an obstacle previously under the guy we just heard from, Dumbass Gary. The flip of the switch now depends on regulatory approval. You guys, look, guys, they're getting this done. They're getting it. It's not if, it's when. It's not if, it is when. Uh-oh. Sheesh, I put. Trump has the world terrified. Terrified. And it says a full list of tariffs announced by the U.S. this week. My God. My God. Sheesh. So if y'all don't think tariffs is going to get things shaken up a little bit, man, you know what? You seen what the tariffs did before. Trump was in, crypto went up. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be that crazy. I think this is just chess. Bitcoin's at, what's it at? I think the markets have gotten used to all these tariffs already. It scared the hell out of everybody in the beginning. Yeah, 117 Bitcoin, the new 57-cent XRP at 271. Yeah, I don't think the markets care. But boy, there's some tariffs out there. So many damn tariffs. I'm surprised we ain't tariffed ourselves. Let me stop. The world is embracing XRP and XRPL. Breaking news: Vietnam just passed the rule and regulation for cryptocurrency. We're looking forward to the 21st century. I would like to thank Bybit CEO Ben Zhao for a great advice. Vietnam now recognizes XRP for our central bank cross-border payment. Prime Minister Pham. So shouts out to Kenny Nugent for sharing that. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Huh? You're damn straight. We've never had $1 billion of net inflows into XRP ever from anywhere until now. Good Lord, huh? Chad knows. All right, guys. A monster altcoin season's coming. Uh-oh. Arthur Hayes. That's a big name in crypto. Says a monster altcoin season is coming. See, a lot of people think, well, got the 4-year cycle, and, well, you know what normally happens in August, and what normally happens is this, and what normally stop it. Ain't nothing normal about where we're at right now. We don't got a normal president. Everybody's bullish as all hell. That ain't been normal for 4 years. Ain't nothing normal. And the world is embracing this technology like never before. Utility hasn't even really kicked in. Institutional adoption is a new wave. That's what's happened because of, mainstream adoption. That's already been going on. We were waiting for that. That's what got Bitcoin where it's at. But institutional, Utility? What? Did y'all hear what Brad said? 14% in 5 years. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to leave that alone. Think about that for a minute. Joe Budai in the house. That's my man. Good to see you, Lizard King. Huh? Mike O. Giving love to everybody out there in the group. Huh? Doubt is expensive. Faith is priceless. Doubt is expensive as hell. My God, you know how many people doubt the things that you said and I said? Huh? You know, how many let me ask you a question. How many people didn't listen to, and I got to use it because it's just part of history. I'm not saying, oh, God, you sure to play this a lot, because it happened. It was real. He said it.
It's up to you. You know what? I know you're not going to listen to that advice, most of you. And it's kind of sad because, you know what?
It's kind of sad. What did he say? Most of you will not listen. It's kind of sad. 14 years ago, nobody wanted to listen. Bitcoin for $1. Just one freaking dollar. Now it's 117. How you feeling? That's why the haters come out. Oh, Bitcoin. It's not. Yeah, it's not XRP. But it was still just 4 cents once upon a time ago.
I was proud of the fact that once at least 5 people have become either millionaires or well off.
5 people were millionaires when Bitcoin hit $1. Well, how is that possible, 6'8"? That doesn't even sound rational, 6'8". Well, a lot of people understood and got positioned at 4 cents. Wow. Is that possible?
That have emailed me thanking me for recommending Bitcoins.
Thanking him. What did I just say just a while ago? Doubt is expensive. Not listening is expensive. Being a hater is expensive.
Now, I'm hoping that every single one of you buys $1 worth of Bitcoins. Just one freaking dollar.
I'm hoping that every one of you got just a little bit of XRP. Just a little bit of XRP. Oh, somebody 10, 13 years from now come back and show this. Maybe even 14% of Swift in 5 years. Maybe 5 years from now, somebody come back and play the video. Y'all remember what 68J said? Get a little bit, poquito. He even said in Spanish because he got a D- when he was young in school. Huh? Poquito, XRP. Y'all gonna be thinking me. Hopefully you're not saying no comprende. Let me stop. Good Lord, I act like I know something. All right, let's keep it going, guys. $1 freaking dollar. Doubt is expensive. Faith is priceless. That's a fact. Ripple has infrastructure. XRP, RLUSD, XRPL. How do I know this? Damn it. Once again, smoke with the documentation. The flip of the switch for crypto now depends on, did I say this already? I think I did. Wait a minute. Did I just go backwards? How the hell did that work out? And a world-changing asset. I added to John Squire says XRP holders aren't just holding a coin. They're holding world-class patience. That's a fact. Man, I'm going to tell you right now. If you've been holding XRP for 4 or 5 years, my God. You know about patience? You talking about going through the shikaka to get to the other side? My God. I'm telling you. And I had to add on to that. He said XRP holders aren't just holding a coin. They're holding world-class patience and a world-changing asset. I agree with that. Shouts out to my man Lewis Jackson. He says banks don't need Swift. Actually, I don't know if he said this or not, but this person who narrated here, but we'll listen to what Lewis says. Banks don't need Swift anymore. Ripple is the future. Using ISO 20022 plus XRP equals settle massive transactions fast and cheap. We're talking 10 to, oh my God, 10 versus 1,000. Look, guys, I don't know about y'all. Like, I could say $10. When I say 1,000, I don't know why my butt gets tight. Let me stop. Good Lord, honey, y'all pray for me. Ripple Utility, any other bank. Guys, this is a moment. It's not, here's the thing. I said this before. Would you rather get in at $10, $1,000, or be in now? That's the thing. The same people who complain at 50 cents, 40 cents, 20 cents, whatever it was, don't understand they were a part of one of the greatest times in the history of crypto. One of the greatest blessings, even though the SEC and all these little con artists, Gary and Liz and all these guys, try to damage and hurt and really ruin crypto here in the United States with Operation Choke Point 2.0 and everything. It created, like Linda P. Jones and Molly Elmore says, the greatest blessing. I don't want to hear about, think about the people who will make a decision at $5, $10, and watch everybody else and go, oh my God, they were right at $1,000. I'm just saying, look, guys, this is not financial. Let's listen to what my man Lewis Jackson has to say.
Basically, what this will allow Ripple to do is actually hold stable coins as reserves with the treasury.
Yep.
This is directly integrating Ripple and RLUSD in this situation with the government in stablecoins. So that means increased liquidity, which means increased performance for XRP, which means increased demand for XRP, which means increased price for XRP.
That's right.
This is incredible news. But here's the thing that got me really excited, and this is where we start talking about, you know, okay, yeah, this bull run, we might be getting to the realm of like $10, $11, $12 for X.
10 or 11, $12. What do you do when it hits 10? Now, I know we've talked about this 10, 11, or $12. We talked about this on this show. You guys remember that? 10, 11, $12. Let me get rid of this stuff here. Y'all remember that? Back in the day, I'll pull it up right here. I'm not going to play it. Remember that? We were talking about 10, 11, $12. Me and Edo Farina right here. Remember this? Y'all remember this?
Life. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also agree it's going to probably be one of the biggest regrets that people made because.
So at the end of the day, 10, 11, $12 coming. Now, what I like about stuff, or like people like Lewis Jackson, these are not shillers. Lewis Jackson does so much due diligence. Like, I've had conversations with the dude offline, super passionate, full of ethics, very smart, always comes from a logical perspective, using information. You know, just a really, one of my favorite people, Abs, Johnny Crypto. You know, I got a lot of them out there. Lewis is one of those top people out there that I put out there as far as information, doing their due diligence. Yeah, so let's finish listening to what he has to say. I get excited when Lewis gets excited.
XRP, that's fine. But once we enter the utility phase, and I believe that this whole thing, Ripple becoming a bank, I think this is the start of the utility phase. I think the moment they sign.
The start of the utility phase. The start. Guys, I'm telling you, we've been waiting for institutional adoption. This is the start of the utility phase. I mean, people are going to talk about this moment. People are going to, just think about this. Let me just stay with me here for a minute. Iron Man in the house can see my brother. Stay with me here for a minute. 9 months ago, I remember 9 months ago, even before that, but let's just say within a year ago, being sick and tired of the SEC and Gary's crap, feeling like there was this dark cloud, not even knowing if it was going to go away because we weren't sure if Trump was going to win or not. 9 months ago, and we can look back just less than a year ago, and look back and go, my God, look how much has changed. And to think where we're at right now and where we're heading is life altering. This is like the sweet spot where you're not early. I'm sorry, you're not early, because I think super early, 10-cent XRP or before that, right? Like really early, sub 20 cents. Kind of early, 50 cents. Still early, $2. Somewhat early, $5. $10, massive FOMO. $100, yo ass missed the boat. I'm just being honest with you. And where we're at right now is still early.
I think the moment they sign that deal and the SEC approve it, that Ripple has now become a bank, it's going to change everything. And I want to tell you why. Because XRP underneath. So this allows financial institutions and all kinds of entities to use XRP essentially for their transactions. It allows transactions to settle very quickly, very cheaply, so on and so forth. Because Ripple don't need SWIFT, Ripple are able to settle massive transactions in accordance to and with alongside the government without SWIFT, but using the new standard of language, ISO 20022, they can do it all using Ripple's technology. Here's why that's really compelling.
Come on now.
Because the moment they do that, utility begins, because the competitive advantage between Ripple and any other bank is now being highlighted. Whoa. So let's say it might take $1,000 to do $1 million transaction.
Lewis Jackson is preaching.
In fees, and that was what it would cost using any other bank and the SWIFT system and all of that. It could cost like less than $10 This is multitudes less
That's crazy.
that it would cost to do these transactions. Now, of course, Ripple would then add their cut on top of that in terms of fees,
Yep.
and people will happily pay the fees because at the end of all of it, you'll end up paying like, I'm making numbers up here, but you might end up paying $200 instead of $1,000 still. And the customer gets cheaper fees, so the customer experience is faster because you can send payments across the world instantaneously, and it's way cheaper, and it's not going to fail because the amount of payments people do cross borders that fails. I'm talking really quickly here because I'm too excited. Not only is that going to be a great experience for us, it's also going to provide Ripple with a massive margin to make some profit, which we want them to do as a company.
Yeah, baby.
But when there's profit, other companies and other banks will start sniffing around.
Start sniffing around.
They'll go,
They're already sniffing.
what is this?
I didn't know he was going to do that. That's funny as hell. He sniffed too, huh? They're going to be like, what?
They'll go, what is this? We can make more money and charge our customers less.
That's right.
Like, I think we want to do that. And we don't need Swift to do it because it's all handled as well. It's kind of like this all-in-one software that can do the whole thing. Yes, please.
14% of Swift in 5 years. That's what Brad said. He knows. It's hard for others who don't know, but when you know what you know, good Lord.
That's what will happen. This is the moment. Ripple, if Ripple is basically...
Shouts out to the Crypto for Life, Chicago Coin, and XRP family for being in the moment. We got a lot to talk about.
Pull up in a spacecraft and bags on us. Get into them bags with them stacks on us. In a different bracks where they try to tax on us. Government some lies with them bags blowing up.
What?
Spitting 16s, keep them bags stuffed up. Give
Did he say the moment? You're damn straight.
you more game than your mainstream.
How does it finally feel for everybody here to finally be in a position, in a life-changing moment, life-altering moment? A lot of us haven't had life-altering moments. How does it feel to be right now in the history of the greatest transfer of wealth ever? Huh? The moment.
Rap buzz. Told you get the bag, disconnect from the fuzz. Your favorite rapper clone and he can't beat trust.
All right, enough of that. Let's keep it going. Who else was up in here? Somebody says something. $100. Marvin Davis says, lots of love. $100. $100 yo ass late. You know, look. You can still be late and make money, right? You can still be late and make money. So I think at $100, you're late, because there's a difference between saying you're late and, because think about it. If Bitcoin was $100 right now, how many people could afford to get themselves probably still a decent little bag of Bitcoin at least, right? I don't know, 10? That'd be 1,000. I mean, because the thing is that it's hard to answer that question now, because if you ask that question at $100 when there was no road ahead, there was nothing. The only thing you heard, it was a scam. It was this. It was battery acid. It was poison. We had no mainstream adoption. None of the big money that's in it now. It was just people who had that ultimate belief, right? And so it's easy to say, because people would sell. Look what I talked about, Edo Farina and King Karan, where they sold one, dropped out of school, and Edo sold his car. Well, now you'll say that now because you see it at 117,000. But then in the moment, a lot of people didn't move. So when we can go back and look back at $100, that's still right now. You'd be like, man, I wish. I mean, there's people go out there and probably donate a butt cheek or something to get some. Good Lord, let me stop. I took it too far. It's a coffee. The point I'm trying to make is at $100, if XRP has the potential that Jimmy Valley says, David Schwartz can't be cheap, $10,000 plus. Jimmy Valley now came back on my show. If those of you guys didn't tune in, make sure you guys go back and check it out, where we had what they call the XRP evaluation, the new XRP evaluation. How's my mic, by the way, guys? Is it okay? They came back on the show, and Jimmy Valley said 60. I just played this the other day. Huh? I'm talking about this dude is so well connected, knows what he's talking about. They got a whole team of lawyers and people. And what was that number he gave again? Okay.
But I guess we kind of gave him the idea to look at the XRPL as if it was like a business.
Go back and watch this. Jimmy Valley gives a new number, like 60-something thousand. He goes, I might be short on that. We're just talking down. We're not talking about next year. The 6 that you're saying in 5 years. I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying in time. So if that is a possibility, even let's say he was 10% right, 6,000. Is $100 still a good entry price? Think about stocks. I would say so. So they'll be late, but can still join the party at $100. $1,000 won't be, it'd be kind of like buying Bitcoin at maybe what? I don't know. Maybe, maybe like 10,000, maybe, who knows? Because the potential is so crazy, right? So, yeah. So late, but still opportunity. Late, but still opportunity at $100. You'll be late, but you still have some opportunity. You won't be able to get those massive bags, and that's what we talked about when we're talking about, like, even right now, guys. Let's just look at this, right? Let's look at this. Right now, XRP, and I know we could talk about Bitcoin, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about something that most people can't afford one of. A fraction, a Satoshi. They can get a bag of Satoshi. I got a big-ass bag of Bitcoin. Satoshis. That's what you got to say now. Man, I got me a big-ass bag of Bitcoin. Satoshis. Because that's all you can really afford, most people, right? Unless you got millions and millions and crazy millions of dollars. So, in Ethereum, it's still, you can still get, I don't know about a big bag, but how much Ethereum can you get at $2,900? How many people can buy 100 Ethereum right now? Just asking. XRP. How many people, and look, guys, I don't know where you come from, so maybe some people here are different. Maybe y'all got some families that got oil and a bunch of businesses, but where I come from, most people can't even get 1,000 XRP today. Today, where I come from. Facts. 20. How many people can afford 1,000 XRP right now? How many people got an extra $2,700? Look, I get phone calls. Oh, hey, I need help. Come on now, stop it. I can tell you right now, 10,000 XRP at 27,000. That's out of reach for a lot of people already. And less than double than where we're at right now. We're at $5. That's $50,000 for 10,000. You guys see what I'm saying? Just 9 months ago. That was very doable. So all I'm saying, guys, is appreciate the moment. Appreciate the moment. Okay? Started from the bottom. Remember that song? Started from the bottom, now we here? Facts. All right, this is your time. XRP Facts. Armando Pantoja, who actually wound up hitting me up. Jay, my bad, dog. He had to go back, and he'll be out next year, but he's supposed to be at our XRP Las Vegas meetup 2025. Hopefully be there at the 2026 one. XRP, he says, you will be the first multi-millionaire of your generation. It's already written. It's already yours. And all he's saying is if you put yourself in a great position, guys, I'm telling you right now, 9 months ago, we were talking about 50 cents. What are we going to be talking about 9 months from now? What are we talking about 9 months from now? Just saying. Know what you hold. All right, here we go. They'll call you and others like you a XRP legend. And I like this little story. XRP Punky shared this. He says, my lowest entry for XRP was about 28 cents back in June of 2022. He says, but I didn't buy a lot back then, though, right? He didn't buy a lot because remember, back then, everybody's like, oh my God, 28 cents. It was just, he said most of my purchases, it looks like he dollar cost average in, was around 40 to 70 cents, which is still amazing when you look at today. 40 to 70 cents. Come on now. Today is trading at 280. At least it's a 10x bagger now. Facts. I love that story. Just like I love seeing King Karan and Edo Farina. I dropped out of school. I sold my car. Hey, I'm not telling people to do that, but hey, they bet on themselves at the right moment. Okay. Ripple National Trust Bank. My God. Crypto Cowboy comes out with this right here and says, corporate application search results details. Application type, new bank charter. From Ripple National Trust Bank. What? You can open this up. You guys want to get more information on it. Ripple National Trust Bank. Oh my goodness, look at that. Right there. Banknet.gov. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Y'all about to be rich. Who bet against Ripple and XRP? He was talking all that trash, Brad Garhaus is a scammer. Ripple ain't no good. XRP is a scam coin. How do you explain number 3? And we ain't even took off yet. I'm just saying, huh? You're going to lose some sleep on that one. The haters are. When you reach out, they don't listen. This is a fact. When you reach out, they don't listen. I'm going to tell you right now, my phone, guys, and my wife always picks on me for having quite a few phones. My phone is quiet as hell. Quiet as hell. Until XRP starts moving and crypto starts moving. All of a sudden, it ring, 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 ring. Everybody want to call when it starts moving. XRP will shock the world, guys. And when it does, my number will be the number you have reached. Let me stop. Lock in. XRP. If not, it's not if, but when. Facts. That came out and said the XRP globe is litty. 200 million traded in XRP in the last 5 minutes. Good Lord. When was that? July 11th. That was what, yesterday? Crazy. All right, here we go. It says, chat says, do people not understand percentages, or am I just drunk on tequila? I was like 14% of Swift in 5 years, huh? People don't understand percent. Probably not. They're like 14%. Is that all? That don't even sound like a lot. You know, there's somebody out there like that. 14%. That's all. Brad is talking about, Ripple and XRP. That's not even a big number. Oh, God bless them. We're praying for you. I believe Swift and XRP will work together. Facts. Breaking Swift transactions down 15% while XRP ledger volume surges. XRP is replacing Swift behind the scenes. Now, I cannot confirm this. I'm not going to. But if you guys want more information on this, make sure you guys go check out. I thought there was a link right here. There's a link here. You click the link, and it goes into a whole little breakdown of what this gentleman was sharing. It says Swift transactions down 15% while XRP ledger volume surges. XRP is quietly replacing the global payments backbone. Global finance is undergoing a silent revolution as traditional systems like Swift show signs of stagnation, which is what Lewis Jackson was talking about. Huh? Stagnation. XRP and XRPO ledger are rapidly rising as the backbone of a next generation global payments infrastructure, faster, cheaper, more transparent, and entirely blockchain based. So when you look at stuff like when you're trying to figure out, did I make a smart investment? Is this a good time to get into XRP at $2.70? If you can position yourself with anything that's going to change the way money works globally and moves globally, my God, we're not talking about Uber. We're not talking about Airbnb. Those are big. We're not talking about something American-based or African-based or Russia-based. We're talking about something that is going to impact and change the way money moves globally. If you can put yourself in a position to get a piece of that, like 14% of, what Brad said, I don't know. We'll see who's paying attention when that time comes. Let's keep it going. All right, let's move on. I get too bullish and we're already at 52 minutes. All right. What he said, Justin, I like this right here. Justin says, the peace I have now was worth everything I love. Oh my God. Man, when I talk about a bar, warning will be $8 in 48 hours. Warning will be at 8. Warning. Mr. Nofo. Thanks, Gary in the house. Gig Gaming TV, Bear. Brian Moss in the house. Get it in. Shouts out to Brian. Shouts out to Two Bless. Shouts out to Anthony Wanner. Shouts out to my man Mike O, my boy, my best boy. Huh? For like 30 years. Iron Man in the house. So, guys, this is a big one, guys. This is a big one. Not bullish enough. You damn straight, Lizard King. They're not bullish enough. They're not bullish enough. Hell no, they're not. But they will be. You're either gonna. Yeah, how would I say? It's gonna be the greatest story of everybody. Like I'm looking at a lot of legends here. I am looking at a screen full, a family footer. Huh? What am I like? Who's talked like that? Footer. Who was that? Buckwheat from Little Rascals, huh? Nuna Panuna. Let me stop. The point I'm trying to make is, it's gonna be the greatest story, and you will be talked about throughout your family, your friends. You'll be a legend. It'd be the greatest story in your life. I'm looking at a group full of people right now that I know get it. But there's going to be other people that have the same horrific story that they have with Bitcoin. Oh, man, I saw it. Oh, my God. You know how many people I've met in crypto since 2017? I met them, and they would tell me Bitcoin stories. And I'm talking about like way back in the day. People like, I had crazy numbers, bro. Like, oh my God, I met this one dude. I can't remember. He had like thousands of Bitcoin. He said he sold them at a certain price, and he pulled out $500,000. And man, the amount of Bitcoin he had at that price, my God! I mean, just so many stories that you hear. People say, "Man, I missed it. I had it." I mean, 500,000 still pretty big, was big back in the day, but he took it out for something. I can't remember what the story was. He needed to take the money out for whatever it was, or at least he felt like he did. And then I met people, there were other people who took out Bitcoin like in 2017, 16. Matter of fact, this one guy, I told you guys how when I heard about Bitcoin and crypto, this guy flew me back to Spain, me and like 4 or 5 of my friends, Dr. Taylor, and some other people were there. And it blew my mind because they told me if I knew about Bitcoin, but they didn't explain anything to me until I got to, because even when I looked it up, I was like, okay, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, this is in 2017. And when I got to Spain, I was like, what the fudge? Like, I had so many things going on. It was almost like a fly could have went by. My mind was moving so fast, and I looked at the fly like, yo, what the fudge just happened? Like, it was crazy. It was mind blowing. I can't forget it. Like, it was like yesterday. But they flew me to Spain. This very, very wealthy guy. My guy, shouts out to Carlos Ray. I owe that guy so much. I love Carlos Ray. He's a legend in the speaking game and building companies and writing comp plans and all that. And he was the one who said, Jay, man, have you heard of Bitcoin? Oh, let me get this guy on the phone. And he made $100 million. He used to drive a cab. I'm like, man, come on, bro. $100 million from driving a cab. But it was who he was. I had to process what I was questioning because of who he was. It was like Tony Robbins telling me that. That's who this guy was in the speaking world. And I was like, dude, I got to meet this guy. Well, you'll meet him tomorrow. And that's when I did my research and got 5 of my friends, and they flew me to Spain. And my friends, they were like, who do you know? What do you know about Bitcoin? I said, well, I called a couple of my friends and bring them all with you. I was like, what? First class, it was crazy. It was 2017. True story on everything I love. And what was I? Oh, so the guy was telling me about when I was out there. I went to his suite. Like, everybody else went back to their room after we had met her, and I couldn't sleep. I was mind screwed. And I called up my boy, so I need to go meet this guy. I went into his personal suite, his hotel room. The guy who was worth $100 million in Bitcoin, and he was telling me all these things and this and that. And he was telling me about his buddy who he started making fun of because in 2000 and they got in real early. That's how he made $100 million way back then. And I think it was Ramin. Ramin is the name. But he was telling me about his buddy who took out enough Bitcoin back then, because he got in there early as well. But his buddy took out $860,000 to buy a home back then. $860,000 to buy his dream house back then. It was like in 2000, because I met him in 17 and he had told me the story like it had happened in the past. So it had to be before 17, like maybe 16 or something like that. So think about $860,000 worth in value of Bitcoin back then. Back then. And I think he did it during a time when Bitcoin had spiked up. If you guys, sometime like 16, 17, it spiked up to like 19,000. So he took out $860,000 to buy a home. And his friend said, man, and what he had told him was, the story he was telling, he did it before the spike, because he was telling his friend, man, how stupid are you? He goes, because when Bitcoin got to 19,000 back in 17, if you guys remember, that popped up like around 17, 18, 19,000, right during the time I got in, because I tried to dollar cost average down, and I wanted to screw myself out of my first 25,000, which is what I sold my Hummer for. Lost it all. And that's a whole nother story. I shared that with you guys. But, and then I re-entered with 15, and that's what got me everything I got now. But the point I'm trying to make is he told the guy, he goes, that $800,000 home that you bought is now worth, he said it really cost you like 8 point something, almost $9 million when Bitcoin went up to that 19 something. And I remember that story. He said his friend was so sick because he had to look at that $800,000 house, and when Bitcoin went up, it would have been like almost a $9 million home. So all the guy you met in Spain seemed like anything special besides it takes somebody like Mike to ask me that story. It would take somebody like a really brilliant, because most people wouldn't even ask that question, Mike. And so that's what kind of you guys can tell $1 million mindset. Mike O, who's a multimillionaire in life, in business and crypto. Did the guy you met meet in Spain seem like anything special besides $100 million? Probably a regular guy that took a chance on him. And Mike, that is what's so crazy? This is why I love Mike O. This is why, because that question is a freaking bar. That's not a question I've ever had anyone ask me, ever. And I've been in crypto 17. No one's asked me that damn question. And you know what's so crazy? It's a fact. When I met that guy, he was like, when I saw him, his hair was his hair was done up. He had the Rolex and all that, and his car was like, he had like the $100,000 Mercedes, all that stuff. I actually went to his home after we left Spain. I actually met him in L.A. Thereafter. Went to his house with I can't remember at the time, might have been Carlos. Somebody flew down and we went to his house. Fat house, fat cars. I mean, I remember when I saw his Mercedes, I was like, yo, it was when that new round body sports car came out. It was like 100 and something thousand. But besides all that, Mike, when I looked at him and I could look past the Rolex and the watch and thing, I could see that the guy might have been a taxi cab driver. Facts. It's almost like this. Think of when you go to the airport and you see those and I don't want to say like a Middle Eastern guy with like a little bit of a pot belly, right? Sitting there with like maybe a little cheap watch on behind a taxi cab, wait and say, hey, do you need a ride? That's exactly what he looked like. Exactly. The only difference is a little gel in his hair, a damn Rolex, some really chill little like a button-up shirt with some some shorts on, hairy legs, shoes with no, they wear those little loafers with no socks, and a fat ass house and a $100,000 plus car. And when I met him in Spain, I didn't see his house and car yet, but that's what I saw. I saw a guy that I said, this dude ain't no different than me. That's a brilliant question, Mike. That's a brilliant question. That's exactly what I saw. Just like if I know Mike O, and if you meet Mike, you never look at Mike and go, damn, that dude's worth like 10 mil or so. If just because I remember Mike O when he was out there struggling in California, like I was trying to have a business, just like me. Nothing different. Just a guy from Brooklyn with a hat on, tattoos, 6'8", no different. And that was such a surreal moment for me, Mike. It was such a surreal moment when he started talking. Wasn't this crazy educated guy or none of that. I'm like, yo, but just right time, right place at the right time, and he acted. Just like the guy that I told you, me and my man John Singh met, and I'm not going to disclose the guy's name, through somebody who's typically in here, my man Bradley and TR. Introduced us to a guy, and I don't know, Bradley and TR, are you guys in here? TR I know shows up all the time. TR, are you here or Bradley here? So I can validate what I'm saying. TR, Bradley, are you guys here? Throw a little thing in there because they always pop in. And if they hear this, maybe they'll leave a comment later. But TR and Bradley connected, and I'm not going to say the guy's name because it's all private information. But they brought a guy to where we talk business, and this guy was with his friend. He's a lawyer. And he was with his friends, and he had that kind of disposable income, I guess, back in the day. They were in a bar, and they were drinking, and his friend says, man, you need to get this thing called Bitcoin. And his friend, and he went in, and I don't know how he bought it, but he bought 6,000 worth of Bitcoin and forgot about it. That's the story. Now, it's not just a story, but on here, I got the guy's wallet. Not his address and no stuff, but I got a screenshot of the guy's wallet. Right, because I couldn't I believe a lot of stuff. I've been in crypto, but when someone said 180 million in Bitcoin from 6,000, I said, man, show me. And they went back and showed a screenshot and sent it to me. I was like, oh my God. And then I met the guy, and we've been on many Zoom calls, and we flew the guy out to this corporate company, and they met with lawyers. And so this is not some 6AJ heard and then unicorn. No, this is actual validation, right? But it's stories like that of a guy. Now, of course, he was a lawyer, and it was 6,000. Maybe a lot of people didn't have 6,000 back in the day when he bought that amount of Bitcoin. But just to know that he didn't do anything special at 6,000 to 180 million. Or when I met with that guy Ramin and one, you know what, guys, you know what I'm gonna do one of these days. You know what I'm gonna do? Watch this. How much time I got? Damn it! Watch this. Watch this. Where's he at? Because I know he hasn't been doing very well, but let me try to call my man. Watch this. I just picked up my phone. I'm gonna call my guy live. Watch this. I'm gonna see if he answers. Watch this. Watch it. Let me see if he answers. I need to have him on the show. That's what I need to do. Can you guys hear the phone ringing? Watch this. Let's see if he answers or not. Who is he calling?
Yes, I'm not available right now.
Damn.
But
Okay.
at the sound of the tone, if you leave your name,
I'll leave a message for him live.
the best time you can be reached, and a brief description of the purpose of your call, I'll be more than happy to call you as soon as possible. Thanks for calling and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Carlos, my brother from another mother. Hey, give me a call when you get a chance. I'm here live on my show, and I talk about you all the time as a person who introduced me to Bitcoin when you guys flew me out to Spain, the $100 million guy who was a cab driver. Give me a call back, brother. I got to get you on my show to tell that damn story. This is your little brother, James, a.k.a. 6AJ. We'll talk to you soon. Call me as soon as you can. Bye. All right, so anyways, so that's, I and then my wife is here, Jeanette's here. And so after I went down and met with Carlos, shortly after that, like some months later, my mind was blown, me and my wife came back to California. Ramin, I believe his name, flew out. And then, obviously I got started. I sold I had an extra Hummer, one of the nicest Hummers you ever seen in Cali, by the way. And I sold that, took that money, got in a Bitcoin, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Dollar panic sold. This is before I had the emotions control, all that stuff. Anyways, my wife remembers. And then we went and met Carlos in Miami. Me and Jeanette flew out to Miami and met with him. And it was, I don't remember, honey, was it Miami or was it Florida? Was it Miami or LA? We went to Ramin's house, the guy who was a taxi cab driver, and then $100 million. I don't know if his house was in LA or Miami. I can't remember. It might have been Miami. But anyways, it could have been LA. The point I'm trying to make is hopefully I'm gonna try to get Carlos Ray on my show to tell that damn story. It was just the craziest damn thing ever. Anyways, I'm one of those guys, I like validating stuff when I say it. But anyways, the peace I have now was worth everything I left. That is so true, guys. That is, when I saw this, man, I had to really think about it. The peace I have now was worth everything I left. Everything. Man, peace is priceless. I can't remember. I know. It was either LA. I know we went to Miami to meet Carlos after I got back from Spain. But I don't remember if we went to, I don't know if Ramin's house. You remember when we were at the Ramin's house, babe? Anyways, it's another story. I can't remember if it was LA. I'll get Carlos on to tell the damn story. Okay, let's move on. Shouts to my beautiful queen, Jeanette. Who else is up in here? Nina Blossom, good to see you, sis. Lock in, XRP. Now, guys, look, I know this says news Baron Trump look, I don't know if this is Baron Trump. I don't think this is Baron Trump's account, 453,000 followers. I see a lot of people follow this account. It says at Baron T News, so Baron Trump. It's a fan account, it looks like. Regardless, it says if you listen when I posted about XRP, so I don't know if these are just his people who run his fan page. You're smiling right now. So it says if you listened when I posted about XRP, you're smiling right now. If you bought in, you're locked in for what's coming next, because the next 10 days will be absolute chaos. The next 10 days. This is not just another crypto. I agree with that part. This is the wealth transfer of our generation. I agree with that. Understand what you hold. I agree with that. Say it all the damn time. Understand what you hold. Know what you hold. Hodl like your life depends on it. I would agree with that. Because for some of you, this will be the moment that changes everything. I agree with that. Billionaires and millionaires will be minted. I agree with that. Don't be the one who sold early and cried later. I agree with that. And that's at $2.75. Can you imagine what people like this will be posting at $5, $10, $20? You talking about $2.75. Now, I know this is probably not Baron Trump, but whoever it is has 53,000. Let me just go to this account real quick. Yeah, this is nothing more than like a fan page, because if this had any real association with Baron Trump. Okay, this one has some. An hour ago, 800. Okay, I don't want to discredit it because it looks like they got some good little. All right, whatever. It's not. I don't think it's just like a fan page, but still pretty dope. Tiffany Serrano says, "Thank you for that story. So inspiring." No, you're very welcome, sis. It's funny because we all have different stories of our life, how we got into crypto. Mine just comes from a different point because my background was a speaker, like spoke all, like you got to look at my intro, all the suits and on stage and hugging people and speaking. Now I was one of the main speakers they would send out to, all over the country. And so when people approach me with things, it's from a higher level. It's not like a homeboy going, "Yo, Jay," like, which if they had, I would have listened, right? I probably would have doubted a cab driver with 100 million. But a lot of people who and my wife can tell you that I'm associated with, it's an old thing that I learned back in the day from Jim Rohn. He says, if you want everything to change, you have to change. If you want everything to get better, you have to get better. And I did this in my 20s when I started opening up my own businesses and stuff like that. And he says, if you want things to change, you have to change your circle. It doesn't mean you have to go out there and be this and that and everything else. But he says, take the 5 people closest to you and divide their incomes up by 5. And that's probably where you're at. So when you look at people like John Singh, Mike O, the type of people I keep myself surrounded with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, it's not Pookie from around the block. Nothing wrong with Pookie. Got number love for Pookie. But don't want to be in Pookie situations and Pookie, misery and Pookie this and the bills and I can't do it. So when you change everything around you changes, and that's just what it's about. So when people tend to connect with me, and it's just at a different level. And so yes, they flew me to Spain. Yes, that's how I found out from people at a very high level. And that's definitely what got my damn attention. All right, let's keep it going. Zach Rector says 50 plus. Damn! Did DAI, shouts out to DAI, just another few 1,000% for XRP, and it will be valued what it's actually worth. Wow. So look at what DAI puts here, guys. This is yesterday at 7:53 a.m. He said just a few 1,000% for XRP, and it will be valued at what it's actually worth, in my opinion. Zach says what he feels is actually worth is $50 now. Whoa. Sheesh. I'll tell you right now, $50 put it above everything. Oh God, that's crazy. Okay, here we go. I hope you're ready for all of your friends and family to contact you asking if it's a good time to buy crypto. Guys, this has been happening so much. I even posted about this. It's almost at 50 cents, 40 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents. I wasn't hearing nothing. 70, I wasn't hearing nothing. At $3 or when it pumps, man, I'm telling you, when Trump came in and that damn thing with the $3, 48 cents or something like that, my phone did just, well, James, hold on. Is this what you meant? It was like, bro, come on. This has already started. Facts. Shouts out to Anthony. He says, let's see what we got here. Thank you. You're very welcome, Tiff. You're very welcome. I can't remember. Shouts out to my beautiful queen. All right. Are you? Wait. Okay. They gone bye-bye. It says, I do not see any Bitcoin maxi fees on my X. Someone please check on them. Are they okay? I said, they gone bye-bye. I talk like the kids that they are. Hating on XRP, I'm going to talk to you like a baby. They gone bye-bye. Let me stop. Things starting to line up for Ripple and XRP. What are we talking about? Mr. Man came out with this. Sick. And he just went down and checked everything that they said in this video. He put 100. Ripple will receive the U.S. national banking license in time for, it says Ripple will receive, not will Ripple receive. It says Ripple will receive the U.S. national banking license in time for the July 4th, 2026, 250-year Independence Day, along with the 50-year convertible gold bond will come into play and will allow for the rebirth of the USD and the first U.S. digital custody service. Let's check out what these gentlemen have to say. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's check it out.
Well, to reuse it, just so they could get payments out. And this is ridiculous. I mean, we live in the age of instant information. We should have instant payments. Facts. And, with this license, I think there's just a myriad of options and financial products that Wall Street and central banks are just going to absolutely love. And I mean, let's just focus back very briefly. I won't go too far into your time here, Tipper, but 2018, Ripple were having meetings with the BIS. They've had meetings with the IMF. They've been, there was a Fed research paper done where they said that Ripple technology was out in front as far as technology. That, I mean, these are things that are
in front. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying.
You can find them online. They're there. Those articles and not articles. Those research papers. They're all there. You've got central banks such as the French central bank, the central bank, or the European Union. They're all these big players that could really benefit from this being integrated, interoperable, on a various standard, saving billions of dollars a year.
Billions of dollars a year. Look at all these checks. Check, BIS, check, IMF, check, CPMI, check, Fed, check, SWIFT, check, JP Morgan, check, SEC, check, CFTC, check, European Union, check. Huh? Be checking your ass all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Which Ripple is really, and the XRP ledger is really positioned to take advantage of. And
they've been positioned. They've been putting these things in place. They've had these 1,700 plus NDAs in place. It wasn't what we saw. It's what they had that we couldn't see. Why do you think Brad finally gets up, a person who doesn't sell a whole lot, and gets up and says 14% in 5 years? Is it because he knows? It's because he understands the bigger plan? He understands all the connections? You think they're acquiring these companies because they got nothing else better to do? These partnerships? Having Beef Bourgeon sitting on the right side of Trump at the crypto summit? Just the other day at the Senate hearing speaking out? Who was all there? Huh? I didn't see Justin Sun there. I didn't see the guy who started Skunk G-String Coin. I saw Brad. Come on. Stay with me.
You throw in some things like smart contracts so that complex payments could be made. Perfect. You've got the EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM sidechain, which just launched. Taps into 80 blockchains.
Yep.
They've got Wormhole, which taps into Solana.
Yep.
You've got Flare off to the side for DeFi options. There's just Axelar, Cosmos ecosystem. It just seems that the things are really starting to line up to.
It just seems like the people who are invested in XRP are going to be rich. Not financial advice, just my 2 cents, my 2 Satoshis, my 2 drops.
Launch in a very major way. Interoperable, trusted, liquidity on tap, central banks connected in the back end for wholesale, but you've still got retail front end stuff moving around. It's just really starting to get exciting. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little excited.
My man said, if you can't tell, I'm getting a little excited. Now, for him, it's because of what he knows. For me, it's what I know, and this damn crackhead coffee my wife got me on here, Vietnamese coffee. But before we get into any of that, guys, shouts out to man Nest Force. He says 68J or 68. This show is like the XRP version of what that Da Vinci Jeremy video, but you do it every time you stream. You will have years of highlights, bro. And that's what it's about, guys. Like, there's so many different things out there that I'm excited about. And if you go back in my show and you look at the year, I would say now the years of content, right? Let me get out of here. And it's been 2 years, 8 months or something like that. But if you look at all this time and all the, we've been shut down 3 times, all the stuff we did, the interviews, just so much stuff. You can see at one point I was doing a coin a day. I was talking about this and that and everything else. Always been an XRP. And finding new directions, especially when things were just really dormant, right? Finding different directions to go into and talk about different things that had people's interests. But as we start seeing this thing close down, and as you can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and everything started coming to fruition. By the way, go check out Rick from the Start by Fruition Productions. A little plug there. I started really focusing on utility. I really started focusing on utility because, and there's a lot of great utility things out there, XDC, XLM, but I just believe Algo, HBAR, whatever, and 6.8, mention my coin 6.8. The point I'm trying to make is there's only one that's leading, that's the number 1 asset in the United States. The number 1 asset in the United States, the number 3 asset in the world. And only one of all utility coins, not only is number 1 in the United States and number 3 in the world, but only one utility coin at one point was number 1 for a brief moment and number 2 above Ethereum. Only one coin that the banking cartel and the SEC felt threatened by. Only one coin that they went after. Only one coin after $150 million prevailed. That behind which will maybe at some point be deemed one of the greatest scandals, one of the most corrupted attacks on a company in the crypto space, period. XRP, Ripple. And they were always focused. They always knew where they wanted to go. But like Brad said, he goes, we're like Amazon. In the beginning, we did packages. But they are so much more now, and so are we. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all watch that? Or are you late to the show and the only thing you caught was 14% in 5 years? And so at some point, I started going into what Nestor says. I started really focusing my attention on what I found to be the best chance someone had at true wealth. Not lucky, not roll. There's been a lot of roll of the dice. There's been a lot of, oh my God, I got in this and it went up. And there's so many stories, right? Of position. But when you look at the ultimate blessing, something that was so obvious that everybody, like Bitcoin, everybody had an opportunity to get Bitcoin when Da Vinci Jet was saying, just get one for $1, $1 freaking dollar. It wasn't some meme coin. It wasn't some, yeah, it went through its trials and tribulations, but it was out there for everybody to see. And people chose to not believe. People chose to hate on it. And some of us just didn't know. Difference between ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance, you didn't know. Stupidity, you know, and you didn't act. And then once again, that choice between ignorance and stupidity presented itself again. And when I saw that the light was the end of the light, I could say, oh my God, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel there. You know, and I got in early, but even at 20, 30, 40, 50 cents, I'm like, oh my God, people just they don't understand. Bitcoin all over again, but in a greater, better than Bitcoin, a greater opportunity, which people can't see because they just keep looking at the shiny thing that's at 117,000. Not the thing that was, everybody was suing, or the SEC was all this corruption and everything else. That it was so obvious people couldn't see it. And so I decided to focus on that thing. And that thing, that asset, that incredible opportunity, because I've been chasing opportunity my entire life, always trying to find that thing, just like I did with the iWatch trademark, always digging to try to find that thing. And my wife, man, she knows that damn story. A kid from Brooklyn signing NDAs with Apple. A kid from Brooklyn signing NDAs with Apple. And I found that thing. I found it with crypto. I'm so grateful to Carlos Ray for getting me out to Spain for Bitcoin, and then XRP. And so thank you so much for those kind words, Ness, for us. But that should always be, for especially for people who love watching other people win. That's what my goal and my mission is going out there talking about it. I got nothing to gain from it. You can't do it. If everybody here went out and got 100,000 XRP, it wouldn't do anything for me personally other than being happy for you, right? And so that's what I love about things like this, where you can tell people and you can share and care and love and all of that, and it's got no direct benefits. So why do it? I mean, it's not like my YouTube channel is getting me rich. It's not like my X account is getting me rich. Why am I doing this? Some people just love helping other people. And so definitely appreciate you guys. Guys, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Appreciate you guys in a major way. Maybe I could then join what Jake Klaber is doing. Times I think about holding only XRP, to be honest, could closer. Yeah, I mean, there's some people who that's Jake Klaber for sure. I only got XRP. That brother's XRP strong. Okay, guys, we're going to get up out of here. Let me see. There might be a couple other things I want to show before I get up out of here. God dang, I got to stop these over-hour things. Okay, it says a fact comes out. You know, I'd be cracking up at these things that fact come out with it. It says, bay, when people say, hey, bay is a Danish word for poop. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't know if that's true or not, but to my wife, Jeanette, better not be calling me Bay again, huh? You know, she probably didn't know it, but now when she says, you're like, Bay. I'm like, what, you mean Bay like you love me, Bay like I'm pooping? Let me say, good Lord, y'all pray for me. It's the coffee. When the XRP storm hits, fuel will be ready. Oh, my God, look at these ETFs. Oh, my God, huh? Just saying. Still waiting for a crypto and XRP sign. Laughing at you, baby. Guys, make sure you guys go over and check out our site, ShikakaCoin. Still got things going on with ShikakaCoin. Just because you don't hear it every single, which we talk about every day. Go to ShikakaCoin.com, guys. Make sure you guys go check out all the incredible places you can get it. If you so choose to do that. A little 10% you can go in and see what we do with it. Also go over to at ShikakaCoin on X. Appreciate you guys and your support in a major way. Thank you so much. Not a shiller, huh? Just giving it a buck. Every time, ever watch the Titanic? Don't be like that with your crypto. Facts. Don't go. Make sure you guys got a game plan in place to take profit. When my cell phone, when XRP hits $100, this number has been disconnected. That's funny as hell. People are like, damn, I thought I had 6AJ's number right. When XRP hits $100, people are like, not y'all, but some of those people back in the day trying to call me, is this still a good time? Hello? The number you reach, don't leave a message. 68J is not returning calls of people asking about things at $100 when he told your ass at 20 cents. Oh, God, let's keep it going. In my opinion, get in where you fit in. That's a fact. Okay, that's enough, guys. So much information I can keep going over. Smells like I was right about XRP. Anybody feel that way? Oh, God, there's so much I could talk about. What is this? That's funny. All right, guys, I think we can get up out of here. I think we'll get out. I spent over an hour already. There's so much more I want to talk about. You can't stop what's coming. You can't stop what's coming. That's a fact. All right, guys, we up out of here. Shouts out to Nina Blossom. Shouts out to Two Blessed. Thanks, Gary. Good to see you, Anthony Wanner, the man, the myth, the Wanner. We got Ness Force in the house. Shouts out, much love to my brother, Ness Force. Gmail Brown. Good to see you, my brother. Nina Blossom in the house. Gmail Brown 33 in the house. Tiffany Serrano. Shouts out to Tiffany Serrano. Shouts out to Gabe. My beautiful queen. My sexy baby, my better half, my blessing. Jeanette's in the house. That's my baby. Getting ready to go on a date night tonight. We're about to go see, what is it called again? What's the damn show we're going to go watch? It's called what? If you guys, I've been watching it yet, so I can't tell. Deliver it. Okay, some stuff was delivered. It's called, what is it called? Off My Meds. Off My Meds. It's some kind of comedy show. Okay, right here, comedy show. So we're getting ready to go watch this tonight. Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, we're getting ready to go watch this tonight. Sometimes I go watch the silliest stuff. Why not? Okay. Anyways, who else we got up in here? Carmichael's in the house. Ness Force. We got Two Bless. J-Way. What's up, J-Way? J-Way in the house. I couldn't think of it. Oh, his name was Takashi69. That's what he says. He used to say, what did he say? It was say way or something way. He used to say all the time. Michael in the house. Yeah, the guy in Spain. That was a great question. Like, regular old dude, man. Regular old dude just made a great decision. That was such a great question. O'Brien Moss in the house. Thanks, Gary. I see you. Nina Blossom. That's my sis. GIG Gaming TV came out with the bear. Don't know what that means. Lizard King in the house. Thanks, Gary in the house. Mr. No Fo. Okay. Too blessed. Good to see you. My man Iron Man up in here. Shouts out to Iron Man. Shouts out to my man who's typically up in here, Crypto OG, and shouts out to our man Griff. Griff in the house. He ain't in the house. Griffy got to hide because all this military stuff. Marvin Davis in the house. Lizard King in the house. Griff, that's my dog, man. Who else we got up in here? Shouts out to Iron Man. Showing up for his boy. That's my dog. Marvin Davis. Good to see you, Marvin Davis. Have you guys ever heard of this dude before we get up out of here? If you guys get a chance, man, this comedian is funny as hell. I sent this to Marvin and Michael. What's old boy's name? Nate Jackson. Nate Jackson is funny as hell, bro. I've been watching this dude lately. Funny. His whole comedy show, if you guys get a chance to pull him up, just go to YouTube and hit Nate Johnson. His whole thing is about roasting people in the audience. Funny as hell. Oh, my God. Funny dude. Nate Johnson. N-A-T-E Johnson. All right, we got, who else we got in here? Joe Budai's in the house. Bullish Bird. Good to see you, Bullish Bird. Joe Budai said a lot right here. He said my mic volume was down, something like that. Had no idea how much patience I had inside me. Bought a house 5 years ago, put $0 in it because every penny went into XRP, just got water turned on. Damn. Talking about sacrifice 5 years ago? Congratulations, brother. You're an early bird. Early bird. Got a bunch of legends up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Two Blessed, Loser King, Mike O. Anybody else up in here before we get up out of here? Big Nizzy in the house. 1, 2, 3 says facts. That's my boy right there. Good to see you, my brother. Appreciate you being here. We are family. Come on, everybody, and dance. To the moon in the house. We got El Jefe. Trying to promote Pingu, or whatever. P-E-N-G-U. I don't got none of that. Abs in the house. That's my bro. Shouts out to Abs. Shouts out to Johnny Crypto, Gonzo, Mario, Coach JB, the whole crew. Good morning, good evening, Crypto. Shouts out to my sister, who's typically in here, Melissa Dipto. Mike O, Erica Garcia. That's my sister. DCA Crypto Dave. Guys, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Until next time, it's your boy James, aka 68J. Have a great rest of your weekend. Peace. Greatest family